Hello there guys and welcome. It's Niran here and today it is back. It is time for some more F1 2013 sprint mode. I'm here in Belgium, one of my favourite tracks here at Spa, in my trusty Force India. The same mechanics yet again to the right hand side. They really need to decide what team they're actually going to work for. But nevertheless, we're about to go out onto the track here in this 7-man race. I will be starting second on the grid. I've been given the twirling finger of doom, which sounds beyond wrong, but still, anyway, I've been lowered down now, about to go out onto the track here in Belgium in my Force India. Right, there's some positives to take from this. A, I'm not in the mid-pack, and B, I didn't think that through enough. Anyway, we're about to get underway, and we've got a decent start here compared to Chaos Marine, I think it was, on the right-hand side. He's going to squeeze us over, though, to the left-hand side. We have to brake a little bit earlier. We've got two cars on the inside. Not getting involved in any early shenanigans there as we get punted slightly by a Russian Caterham behind. One of the Caterhams in front, though, has got in front, obviously, or else they wouldn't be in. That was a horrific sentence. But anyway, the Dutch Caterham there in front. We've got a British Toro Rosso as well behind as we try to maintain third. This Caterham's got an absolutely epic run on the McLaren in front. He's going to try and make a move. Meanwhile, myself and this Toro Rosso will battle behind. We've used most of our curves now down into the chicane, and he's lunged up the inside. The Caterham can't make the move stick, and basically the Toro Rosso just drives past us and then kind of squeezes us out a bit. I had to lay off the throttle a bit, but the Caterham then loses out to the Toro Rosso as well. So we've got a flying Toro Rosso. Not literally, obviously, just metaphorically, or else that would kind of be against the rules of the FIA. But anyway, the Caterham's gone round the outside of the Toro Rosso, who's ridiculously slow, and then pauses right in the middle of it. Really? Right in the middle of a chicane? Well, that slowed me down dramatically. There's a Ferrari on my case now as well, trying to hunt me down for third. Meanwhile, the Caterham's extended a bit of a gap now to us in front after that massive hold-up with the Toro Rosso. Why would you pause in the middle of a chicane? In the middle of a battle? What? I don't know. What? Well, you know, clearly, I don't know. Whatever. I'm not going to fuss about it. Anyway. Nevertheless, we're in third here. We're going to try and hunt down the two leaders. The McLaren doesn't look overly fast. The Caterham's been able to try and close him down quite quickly already, having been held up by the Toro Rosso. So we've got a chance here of possibly battling for the win, and we may end up bringing this Ferrari behind us with us in that battle. But the Caterham now all over the back of the McLaren in front. We're going to break late into the chicane, try and close this gap down. We've got some serious work to do, however, if we are going to close this gap down, because these guys are quick, especially the Caterham. Got an awesome start made at the inside of us. As we now move on to lap 2, about a 1.6, I think that says, second gap as we go a little bit tight into the first corner. That wasn't a great line, but still, nevertheless, the McLaren still leads. He's trying to go a bit defensive there. I'm not sure why, down a straight, but still. Behind me, the Ferrari and the Toro Rosso is actually starting to catch the Ferrari as well. We're going to go through Eau Rouge. If anything, that was awful. Eau Rouge is one of the easiest corners, and I've made a complete hash of it. And now there's a British Ferrari. He's not even charging me down. He's through. He's through already. We hadn't even got close to the corner, and the Ferrari's made it through into third. Well, anyway, that's quite disappointing because it's completely my fault after that really bad line through Eau Rouge. We are still all over the back of this Ferrari. I'm going to just let him go, just see if he can catch the Caterham, because he's clearly a little bit faster than me at the moment. So we'll see if he can just drag us to the battle of two at the front. We've also got this Toro Rosso making a big return after his pausing shenanigans earlier to try and get into a battle. But you feel this is the calm before the storm on this penultimate lap. You feel as the Ferrari goes off and we just drive straight back through for third. But still, anyway, we've got third back. We're back on the podium. And, I mean, unless something big happens at the front, unless there is some sort of actual incident there, as we make a bit of a hash of this chicane. Missed my apex slightly there for the first part. A bit of dust kicked up though in front, so they're clearly having a bit of a monumental battle. I think actually the Caterham's still unable to get past his McLaren somehow. He's been all over him for 2 laps now, and he's still unable to make it through. Meanwhile, the Ferrari coming under huge pressure from the Toro Rosso behind, and I'm just stuck in the middle of 2 epic battles currently. I'm probably out of the 5 guys involved in this sort of front 5. I'm having the most boring race. Well, you've got to feel that something will happen. What is going on? A Toro Rosso there has just charged up the inside of me, made a hash of it, spun. He must have hit the rear of my Force India, but I thought I'd brake relatively well for that corner. Maybe my braking zone. The Force India the Toro Rosso just decided he was going to use me as a brake as someone sets the fastest lap of the race. I've got absolutely no clue from my preview what the heck that says. I say that every... Maybe I should just make the preview bigger. Because every single race I get to a situation where I'm like, oh, I just can't read. I could fail to read. But still being hunted down by now by the Ferrari and the why do I keep calling it a Force India? The Toro Rosso behind. He's done a good job of that chicane there. But still, the Ferrari managing to hold off the Toro... Look, did he? No, he didn't. The Toro Rosso's made it through. The Toro Rosso's made it through. The timing screens in the top left were just a little bit behind. Meanwhile, the battle at the front's still going on. We've gone awfully wide there. Awfully wide. Completely missed the apex. But we're still holding on for a relatively nice drive in the country, this is appearing to be at this current point. And it's all gone spiffingly well so far. Well, until the curb just decided he doesn't like India. I call racism on that curb, but still, the Toro Rosso now trying to go around the outside. That's a great move. He's made that move stick. We were a little bit cautious, not wanting to cause an accident, but he's not got the greatest of exits out of the chicane. He's going to push us out wide onto the grass. Not great bit of not great driving, but still he managed to hold onto the position. It wasn't great driving from me to let him through, but still, now we're coming down to a huge climax. In this massive threesome, I don't help myself, do I, with some of these innuendos, but still, a massive threesome going on here. And we're just behind the Toro Rosso, bit of contact from the Ferrari, one of the K-drums has gone off, we've somehow got a penalty, we've got some contact, we've been pushed across the chicane, and it's all ended in tragedy. All ended in tragedy. I've got a time penalty, I've now got a second time penalty. This is complete and utter baloney. You know what this is time for? It's time for analysis time. It says anal. Now, I am going to prove my innocence. Firstly, with this incident. I'm given an illegal overtake penalty for that. Because clearly running into him head-on was the better option. Now for the second incident. As you can see, clearly this Ferrari wing is pushing me off, and it results in this. Me getting pushed across the grass, only to receive another penalty, despite me letting this Toro Rosso guy through. As it happens, it wouldn't have mattered. But just so much logic. So much, if you know what, I'm going on Pez. Or maybe not.